Hả? Ôi, thằng mình Huy, go back à? Already, if not, you guys will go back at 6. Okay, so 4 things today. Okay, the first 3 things very simple. The last thing is the heavy one. Okay, please turn down my speaker. Turn down your speaker, please. Okay, so first one is this thing. Okay, hover and effect. Second is this blinking on air one. Okay, and then the fourth one is creating the active link for the page. Okay, so when you are in the about page, the about is active. When they schedule, the schedule is active. When you use active. Okay, that is the third thing. Fourth thing is this drop down, which is the heavy one. Okay, this drop down. This one needs some time. Okay, so we settle the 3 things first, then we take a break, then we do the fourth one. Okay, okay. So like I said, just make a copy of your week 10 root folder. If you don't have, go to eLearn and download my root folder from eLearn. Okay. If your one got problem, download mine from eLearn week 10. Okay, there is a Kevin week 10 root folder. Just use that. Rename it as week 11. Okay, how Okay, so open up your index file and your CSS file. Week 11, the one that you copied, new one. Don't confuse yourself. Okay. Okay, so like I said, the third one is this one. So when in the about page, you will go here or you will highlight that. Okay. Oh yeah, let me settle down. Okay, so the first thing, hover over the album cover and then have some animation, some effect. Okay, so in your CSS file, okay, go to where your album is, your album cover is. Okay, you might have a different class name to me, but you remember what is your class name from last week, okay? For me, if I put song details album cover, okay, this is what I put for me. So for you, find your album cover where it is. Okay. So when hovering, okay, now the hover is not only applicable to the link, the ink, okay. Last time we do hover, the ink change the color, right? But for hover, it's not only applicable to ink, okay. Other elements also you can hover, okay. So for example, image, we can also hover the image to do something. So we just go here where our detail album cover is, our album cover. We just do the same thing, some details album cover image, and this time we do the hover here. Also can, okay? Image also can hover, div also can hover, okay? So there are a few things that we can transform, okay? So we want to do the transform effect. So we do transform. The first thing we can do is scale. Okay, we want to make it bigger. So you can see, based on my animation here, what is happening is when I move in, right, the image gets bigger and the image rotates. Okay, this is the effect we want. So first we do scale. We transform the scale when hover. Okay, so when the image is, when you hover over the image, the scale. Scale 1 is the original size. Okay, so if you do 1, nothing will happen 1 because it's original size. Scale is 1. Okay, we can do 2 times the size, so scale is 2. Okay, or we can even do fraction point, so let's say 1.25. Okay, so means when I hover over the image, I want the image to be bigger by 1.25 times. Okay, so if let's say your image is 100 pixels, it will become 125 pixels lah. Okay, so now you save and you refresh, you see your image. When you hover, your image becomes bigger by 1.25 times. Okay, you can test out, you can do 2 times, 3 times, you can test. Okay. Okay, any problems? Okay, so come on. Anyone, any problem? Okay, so this is the first thing. Second, we want to rotate, right? So rotate by, let's say, 10 degree. Okay, refresh, and now you see that it scales 1.25 times bigger and it rotates by 10 degree. Obviously, you can try out 40, 50, 100, up. Okay, try out. Yes. Handy, DEG. Okay, you can try out 40, 50, 60, up to you. Just play around. 360 also can, but that's up to you. All right. Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, as Yong requested, he want to have a smoother transition, right? He want a smoother transition like this. He don't want immediately like that. Okay. So remember the transition in the link to make it fade in, fade out, right? Put it at the original, okay? Not at the hover, but put it at the original. So this is the hover for the image, right? We put the transition here. Transition, 0.4 seconds or 0.5 seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. You can take up to 10 seconds to do that. Okay, trace again, play around, up to you. However you do it. Make sure you save. Okay, and then when you hover, you will now see that it takes 0.4 seconds to transition. If you put 10, then it will take 10 seconds lah. Okay, forever lah. Okay. Any problem? Okay. So you can also test now at the degree of rotation. You put a big number, let's say 360, 420. Then you see you turn more times. Okay. So this is just for you to play around and test. Okay. Up to you. Your own design. Try to implement whatever. Okay. So when we talk about transform, there are a few things you can transform. Okay, not just scale and rotate. That's why in eLearn I have uploaded a link. You don't have to go there, but on eLearn I have pasted a link there, which is CSS transform property. Okay, you don't have to check it. Now, I will show you here. Okay, CSS transform property, click on the link. You will have a list of things that you can transform. Okay, so scale we have done, right? Scale we've done. Okay, it's done. You can try out the rest in your own time. But one thing that you also want to try out that is quite useful is translate. Okay, translate X, translate Y. Okay, translate X, translate Y. So translate X, translate is basically move lah. Okay, moving. Okay, so translate, if I translate X means I move along the horizontal axis. Okay, translate X. Let's say I want to move it by 30 pixels. Okay, so now I refresh my page. You'll see that actually the picture moved 30 pixels to the right. Okay, maybe make it more obvious lah, 100. Okay, we move 100 pixels to the right. Okay, if you want to move it to the left, you put a negative value. Then you move to the left. Okay, you can also translate Y, which is the vertical axis. Okay, if you want it to go, I think go up is negative. Okay, so you will go up 100 pixels. Okay, you want it to go down, you put a 100 pixel. Okay, but your mouse have to be always on the picture. If not, you see, you will have all these weird buggy things because it keep hovering, not hovering, hovering, not hovering like that. Okay, so you can try it out like this. Translate X, translate Y. Yeah, everyone can do it. Okay, so okay, so this is transform. Okay, so you can try out other transform things up to you. You can play around. Okay, but one important thing that you need to remember, hover effect, right? This sort of hover effect is most likely a button one, or most likely a link. Okay, so if you do a hover effect on something, you do a hover effect on something, and you show only zoom in, zoom out, but people cannot click, right? It's actually very confusing. Okay, in UI UX. Okay, because when people hover something, with zoom in means I can click one usually. Okay, so this is just demo because we cannot click. Okay, just for your knowledge, if you do all these effects, best is to apply to buttons, links, those kind of things. Okay, don't overload lah, because you want to super, right? Everything also hover animation, that's very confusing. Okay. Okay, so first thing settle. Now second thing. Okay, second thing is this blinking thing, this on air. Okay. Okay, so anyone here done animation subject before? Yes, probably lah. Okay. So in animation, we have this thing called keyframe, right? So one keyframe like that, one keyframe like that, so it becomes smooth. Okay. So in CSS also we can do keyframe. Okay. How we do it? Okay. Listen Okay, this keyframe, you can put it anywhere in the code anywhere, but best you put at the top. Okay. Because you create one animation, right, you can actually apply it to few things, not only one thing. Okay, so same concept as this group, right? We create runtime here, but we can keep using it from the top, right? You can keep using the things that we set. Okay, so the keyframe is the same. You create one animation sequence, right? You can reuse it for other stuff. Okay, not only one. Okay, so how we create an animation sequence or a keyframe? I will do it right after my root. Okay, and then I will say add keyframe. Keyframes. Okay, with an S, add keyframes. Okay, this one is to create an animation, a keyframe sequence. Okay, keyframes with the letter S. Keyframe. Okay, the second thing is your animation name. Okay, now this animation can have any name you want, as long as you can identify it, as long as you know. Okay, so in this case, the animation we want to create is this blinking effect, right? So I will just call it blink lah. Okay, I will just call it blink. It can be any name. Okay, if you have more than one blink, let's say you want one animation blink fast, blink fast, one blink slow, blink slow. Okay, or you want to change the color, so change color up to you. The animation name. Okay. Okay, so keyframes is basically a series of events, right? So the first event is 0%. Okay, that is your first keyframe, your first starting point, 0%. Okay. All right. So actually, what is happening here? Okay, what is happening here is basically it starts from 0 opacity to 1 opacity. Okay, 0 to 1, 0 to 1, 0 to 1. Okay, means the red color part here, it repeats itself 0 to 1, 0 to 1. Okay, opacity, opacity means the transparency lah. Okay. So here at 0 means the first thing we should say is, okay, you change the opacity to 0. Okay, means at 0, the opacity, at the first keyframe, opacity is 0. Okay, the first keyframe opacity is 0. From 0 to 100%, right, the last keyframe is 100%. Once it is fully run, 100%. Opacity is 1. Okay, so this is the basic animation. The first keyframe, the starting is 0. You run 100%, at 100%, the last keyframe is opacity. Okay. So this is the basic of the animation. It just goes from 0 to 1. Okay. Okay. So this is it already. We created the animation already. Okay. From 0% opacity 0 to 100% opacity 1. That's the basic. But it doesn't work yet, right? It's just the same as this. You just create the animation only. You just create a value, but you need to use it down here. Okay, so how you use this animation you created? You go to the element that you want to animate. So in this case, the element that we want to animate is the on air span, this one. Right, the one with the color rate on air span, the one with the color rate. Okay, so here you go inside and you type in the animation you want to use, the animation name of the you want to use. So animation name, blink. Okay, just say animation blink. All right. Okay, now I refresh. There is nothing happening yet. Okay, because we haven't tell how long we want the animation to be. Means 0 to 100 What is the time you want to be 0 to 100? Okay, so you can set it animation duration, and then up to you. 1 second, 2 seconds, 0.5 seconds. Okay, so I'll put 0.5 seconds. So means it will take. Now this is I'll put 1. Okay, so means it will take 1 second from 0 to 1, from 0% to 100%. Okay, so you have to keep refreshing one. You will see that it takes 1 second to become 0 to 1. Okay, the thing is actually working. If you want to be sure, I put 5%, then you see it take 5% for the thing. Okay, but the thing is, it only happened 1 time, right? Then after that, it stays at 100%. Okay, it only happens 1 time, and it only stays at 100%. So means to say, what we want to happen is, don't just do it 1 time. Keep repeating it, right? Keep doing it. So we have this thing called animation iteration count. Okay, of course you can put 1 million, you can put 999, right? But you will still have an end mark. So we can also put infinite. So it will keep running on forever and ever and ever. Okay, it will not stop. If you put 2, 3, then you run 2, 3 times. If you put 4, run 4 times. Okay, but you put infinite, it will keep blinking forever. Okay, so now I want you to see, save and refresh. Right? So it is working. Anyone, any problem first? Problem is this. Okay. Okay, now, one last thing for this section. Okay, pay attention to the blinking. Okay, pay attention to the blinking from from, okay, from 0 to 100%. Okay, opacity is 1 to opacity is 0 to 1. So this is the timeline animation okay, and this takes 1 second for me I set as 1 second. Okay, so it takes 1 second from 0 to 1. This direction okay, this direction. You notice the blinking, right? The time from here to here is 1 second. but the time from here to here is immediate. You notice or not? Right? It's like fade in hook, like that. Okay? But actually what we want, I'll show you the difference if you cannot see. What we want is to fade in and fade out. You see? Fade in, fade out. You notice the difference? It fades out, slowly it fades in, slowly it fades out, slowly it fades in. I show you the one that we have now, the difference is very quick. Right? It's like, so means to say, it's from here to here, then here to here, it take a shortcut, like, like that. Okay? Very fast. But actually, what you want is you take your time now. Okay? You take your time, 1 second, 1 second, you take your time. But now the situation is like immediate. Okay? So means to say we have the time, okay, run time. From here, you change the direction, you run back. Then you run time, you change direction, you run back. Okay? So it's what we call alternating. Okay? So here, you will say animation direction. You want to change the direction to alternate. Okay, so it will not be immediately. It will do one round one way, alternate, do another round one way. Do one round one way, alternate, do another round one way. Okay, so once you put in this, understand this concept. Okay, so you see now your animation is much alternate reverse out the other way around. Which is start at 1 and 0, 1 and 0. Now 0 to 1, 1 to reverse then. Okay, same lah, but start different way. Okay. Any problems with this animation part? Okay, so keep in mind, again, I'm teaching you just the foundation basic. You can use your own creativity. You can change color, right? You can change from zero opacity, right? You can change the color to green at 100%. Okay, so when you refresh, you see, it will take 1 second to change from red to green. Okay, and it's not only 100%. You can put 35%, you can put 30%. You are creating, you can have up to 100 keyframes. Technically, you can have up to 100 keyframes because every percent you can create one keyframe. So at 35%, I want my color to be blue, right? At 50%, I want my color to be yellow. Color yellow, right? And then at 75%, I want my color to be purple, right? So it will be like a rainbow lah. Okay? So you can create many ever keyframes you want. Okay? And again, I have shared to you the link of animatable CSS properties. Okay? So all these are here. All these things you can animate. From padding, your padding, let's say you want to animate like become fat, become slim, become fat, become slim. Okay? Padding, all these stuff, you can check out yourself. Okay, background color, you can also animate. Okay? Font size, you can animate. Okay? So anything that is animatable in this list, you can try out in your own time. Okay, to create border, you can animate. Okay, margin, you can animate. Text decoration, you can animate. All things that you've done. Transform, you can animate. Right, all these things that you have tried before, you can animate it. Okay, so settle point. Any questions? Any problems? Okay. So the third thing is this one. I want to show you guys. So let's say this is my home page. When I click on my about page, I want my about to be active. Okay, this is what we call active state, so that the user know that they're in the about page. Okay, so when I click on schedule, schedule is highlighted. When I click on news, news will be highlighted. Okay, so how to do this? First of all, create an about page. Okay, now how you create an about page? I will tell you. You can just save from your index. Okay, you don't have to retype everything because the header is all the same. Nothing changed in the header. Footer also all the same. Nothing changed in the footer. And again, reminder, please listen. Only one style enough. Okay, don't have to create style just about CSS. Style about CSS, no need. Or no need about, no need. Just one style enough. Just keep adding to it. Okay, so what I mean is now this is my index, right? I want to create an about page. I'll just file, save as, about. Okay, just change the name. Here, I just need to change this one about instead of home, right? And then maybe my header is all the same. It's just that I don't have this featured banner wrapper here. So I just remove this, settle, right? The rest is all the same. Your footer is the same, header is the same, nothing changed, right? So don't have to retype, don't have to redo the CSS, nothing. Because your about will also link to the same CSS file. Okay? So now open your browser, your about page. You will still get the same thing, basically nothing. It's just that now we have a blank canvas for the one, right? So in the content area, for my about page, here I will put about container. Then I have my H1. This is the about page. Okay, this is just for us to see. Like that. Okay. So you only need to add the container or change your design based on your design, the container part, and change the title. That's all. Nothing else. Footer will be the same. We haven't do footer, we can do footer. Okay. So I want to see if you guys creating so many styles. This one. Okay. So if you want to change the design of your about, okay go to the bottom. So everything at the top is the index page, right? And header, right? So now I just continue my about. Okay. My about container background, I want to be red, example. Okay, no issue, just continue. Your one same style file. No need to keep creating so many. Okay. Yes. Now this is the about file. Okay. Understand? So don't go and create style. If you want to be organized, you want to separate out your style.css file, you can do this. / asterisk about page. Then asterisk / Okay, whatever is in this asterisk and / will be just a note for yourself. Okay, it won't be shown on the website. Up to you lah. You want to do whatever you want. You want to do nice with some pattern. Okay, you circle lah. Okay. Anything that you type inside these two things will not be shown on the website. Just for your own meeting. Okay, you keep things organized that way. Okay, so we create the about page is not to do design, but for me to show you how to create the active button here. Okay, so usually what we call this is the active state lah. Okay, so like we hover with the hover state or the hover effect. So here we will have the active effect. So means to say when I'm at the about page, the active effect will stay there. Okay, for the particular button or link that is the page. Okay. So how we do this? Very easy only. First, we will add a class name to the link that we want to be active. So we add the class name to the about link, right? Because we are in the about page, about file. So I will say class active. Okay. Just add the class name active to the link that is the file. So if you are in the schedule, we will put the active here. If you're in the news, we'll put the active here. If you're in contact, put the active here. But now we are in about, so we put about there. About here. Yeah. Okay. That's the idea. Okay. Next thing, notice our active state is exactly the same as our hover state. Exactly the same. Okay, our active state is exactly the same as our hover state. Exactly the same. So like I said, developers are really lazy, don't have to retype. What you do, go to the hover part here, here, right? Because this is the hover state, background, gradient, and color white, right? Go here, and we just say, comma, you allow more things to share the same declaration. Okay, so div navigation, this time I'm targeting the A with the active state, with the active class name, so dot active. Okay, so I'm targeting the navigation with the link that has the active class. That's it. You don't have to retype anything. You just add one more line. Okay, but make sure you have the comma. And when you refresh your page, you click here, your button will be active. Okay, because your class name is at the about link. Okay, so if you are in your schedule page, in the future, you do a schedule page, then move the active to the schedule. If you are in the news page, move the active to the news. Okay, so whichever has the class name active, will stay this active state. Because in the CSS, any problem? So your about page needs to be active. Okay, the active is the full stop, not the colon. Okay, full stop means pass. So you are selecting. Okay. All right. Okay, so few things to remember. One, only one CSS file. Okay, only one CSS file. Two is whichever your page is active, you move the class in there. Okay, so if you are doing a schedule page, move the active to the schedule. If you are doing the news, move the active to the news. If you're doing content, move the active to content. Okay, so at every one time, only one link will have active. Okay, don't go and do two. Okay. Okay. So fast. We take a break. Okay, because the drop down will be quite heavy. So you take a break. Take a 15-minute break, come back at 2:25. 2:25. Okay, take a break. Go and look at something else other than code. This one.
It's not just because it looks like a seasonal holiday, it's not really. Aspirant skills. Yes. Aspirant.
Remember when you said that? Even I reminded you to chat.
No, she did. She does. I believe that's. She realized you have.
So cool. How do you get?
No, she says she wants to call, but she can't find. One of us. He said that he wants to call. Because she doesn't find it, but she can find it, so it's fine. She says she wants she's more better, like, find that all the time I ask her,
I didn't say I might see so much research.
There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. Not the only one.
We don't even have a national.
Oh, okay, so you can't get ready.
So I tried to find
So this one was again.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna lose it.
And then
Ruby right now, she's like,
someone really is doing fine, but
oh yeah.
environmental stuff. So that's and then because I showed her my design.
Yeah, every time we play.
No, what's the
What else? Yeah. Ah, yeah, they always have. And they don't matter. This is one game.
that's what I'm worried about. She might be. She doesn't her market is just she's not consulting.
Okay, everyone back, huh? Where are you going?
Break.
I just about to start then you go break. Go lah fast. For very long ah.
Oh no, I was waiting for you for to.
No, just go faster, hurry up. Okay. Let's continue with the drop down.
Sorry, one more thing. How do I bring these things closer to my resume? You want the whole thing? Yeah. Uh, Before this, there was a text align, right? Then you remove that, right? Yeah. So one is your logo, it's this access space, because your pre color is so big. Right. So another is this thing. Is that the border? Yeah, this one is the default margin. So for navigation UL, right? Navigation. So you have less space. Oh, okay. So now I have to. Yes. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it doesn't have to be super close, but your logo. You can text a line, right? Sorry, text a line. So you move your logo to the but depends lah. You say it's not balanced. So best is you align left and this one align right. This one is yeah, this one you because I want to I don't know because you said there was only max 5 pages and I went too crazy with the you don't have to make it.
You just keep it, but just that the middle, you just that don't click on this fine. Okay, so now go to your index file. Okay, we create this drop down here. Okay. Now this drop down is not a link. Okay, so yeah, the drop down. Wait, come back. Okay, the drop down is not a link. Okay, a link is where you can click and it goes to another page, right? But a drop down, it doesn't. You click on it, it's not a link that goes to another page. It's something that triggers something, right? It's a button that triggers this next link to drop down. Okay, so it's not a link, but it is still within the list. right? It's still within this navigation list. So means to say here, it's still within this navigation list. So we add a list here. But it's not a link, it's not a, it's a button. So it's a button. Okay. So please do this in your index. Don't do it in your about. Do it in your index. Okay. So the button, we call the button drop down. The list item, we call it class drop down as well. Okay, so macam ni, like this. Okay. Go back to your index page. When you refresh, you see a button like that drop down. Okay. Anyone have problem with the drop down button? Yeah. But you want percent also can put 30%. Alright, so now we have our book button. Okay, but you can see obviously our button is different design because we haven't done anything yet. So like I said, okay, pay attention. Like I said, the drop down will look exactly as our link, right? Exactly the same. Okay, so don't go and retype again. Use back what you already done here. This is our link, right? We already have the background, the font, everything, color, padding, everything. Comma, navigation, button. Okay, so the button that is in the navigation will also have the same design as your links in the navigation, exactly the same. Okay, so no need to retype. Okay, save and refresh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now there's only one slight difference between button and the link. Button by default you have a border. Okay, so no worries. Our link also we don't need border, right? So we just say border 0 here. Okay. Just put border 0. Okay. Border 0. Okay. Yeah. Yes, it's fine. Okay, so now we have the button ready. Now when hover also, we want to have the effect. So same thing, go to our hover here, right? Div, navigation, button, hover. Okay, so when hover, we will also have this gradient and white text color. Okay. One more difference. Okay, one more difference. When I hover my mouse over the drop down, right, it's an arrow like that. Okay. But when I hover over the other things, it's a pointer, the finger. Okay. So we can also change the cursor here. So when hover the cursor, we change to pointer. So the link is already a pointer, so it's just the same. Our drop down now will also be a pointer. Okay. Okay. And later, right, when we click on this, we also want it to be active one. Okay. We also want this to be active, so might as well we type it as well here. So when the button is active as well, we will as well do the design. But active is a class name, so it's a full stop. Hover is a function, so it's not a class name, so it's a folder. But active is a class name. So later when our drop down, we have an active here. We will also, okay, later we will do. Okay, everyone can do active here. Okay. Now we have our button done. Now we move to create this thing here, the drop down menu. Oh. Okay, so now we move on to do the menu, the drop down menu, this part here. Okay. So you follow my step first, then I'll explain. So within the same list, okay, enter. It's another list of links. Okay, this is another list of links. Okay, so UL is another list of links. Class, this time we call this a drop down menu. And then we have 3 list items and 3 links. Okay, so drop down link 1, link 2, link 3. Oh. Okay, you look something like that. Right, it's not done yet. You look something like that. I need to explain. So I'm teaching you this drop down, okay, is game foundation. For you guys, some of you want to click and flip in, flip out, those you save yourself as well. But same concept, okay, same concept. Okay. So let's try and change this list here that looks like this, right, into something like that. Okay. So first thing, you follow. I type first, then I explain. Okay. So here, after the navigation, right, we have a drop down. So here, if navigation li drop down. Okay, we are targeting the drop down in the navigation. Position relative. Okay, later I explain what this means. If navigation, we target the drop down menu now. Position absolute. Okay, then put right 0. Save and refresh it and see what happens. rules actually. Okay. Now, what is happening? Let me explain. Okay, look here. Okay, give me your attention. Okay, so if you have two boxes, normally lah in HTML, two box like that, so let's say two div lah. Okay, this is the natural flow. Okay, one box will be above the other. Okay, but when we tell the first box here, in this case, this one, okay, we tell the first box position with a div. Okay, when we say this, we are telling this box that, okay, get ready, someone will be related to you. Okay, something will relate to you. Okay, so we are telling this guy, someone will relate to you. Who is that some guy? Will be this. So when we say this position absolute right, we'll tell this guy that, okay, you are absolutely position related to this person. This thing here. Okay, so it's like I'm telling this box that get ready, someone will be related to you. This one will be the one related to you. Okay, so when you say position absolute and right 0, it means to say here is right side. So here is 0 on the right. So that is why you see this one for pop come to here. Okay, we can also say left 0, 1. If we say left 0, then this thing will pop come to here because left here is 0. Okay, we can also say top 0 here, bottom 0 here. Okay, you are giving them the absolute position, like the absolute coordinate like that. Okay, you absolutely position yourself at the right side and leave 0 gap. 0. So you will position yourself. So that's why you see the drop down button is here. You will absolutely position yourself at the 0 on the right. Understand? Okay. Why it's like all rosak like this or all punched like this is because our menu now is not big enough, so we need to increase the width. Okay. So we go to drop down menu. We give the width, let's say 235 pixel. Okay. Depending on your monitor, maybe slightly different. Okay. But for me, I test 235 is okay. 235, I can even go lower. If you want to be sure, you give a background color first. Okay, you see 212 is too big. So 212. Too small. 222. Too big. Okay, so you try lah. 22. Okay. Another thing you should know about UL is by default they have padding and margin one. So I'll remove the padding and margin first. Okay, then only I set the width. And I say like this lah. Okay. Okay. Next, we try and space this out. So each of these is our LI, right? Each of these is different, right? So we space it out a bit. So we target the drop down menu LI. We set margin 0 first, then margin bottom. Okay, yeah, not open. Oh, display block. something like that. Okay, then move this whole thing down a bit, give some space. Okay, the values is all I try and error one. Okay, it's not like I already know. I try and error. Okay. Okay. Then now I just finish out on the menu. Background, I want light gray. All these are just making the style. Okay, heading. Okay, the box shadow is to give it a 3D effect. Okay, the width of the menu, you have to test. Maybe it's different for your monitor than mine. So please test it out. It could be that mine is 205, but yours could be something 235 or 2 something. Okay, any problem? Raise your hand. Okay, yeah. Okay, any other problem? Block plan. Okay. Now you notice, okay, our on air is above menu, right? It's the big here. So you remember I said last week we have layers one, right? So it's layer one. So it's moving out. So by default, all these are layer 0. This one is layer 1. So this one you can do either layer 1 or layer 2 is fine. Okay? Just to bring it above, send to front like that. So Z index, let's put 2. Okay? So then it will be in front of the on air. Okay, last step. By default, we don't want it to show, right? We want it to be hidden. When we click on the button, only it shows. So set display none. So when you load it, by default, it will not show. It will be display none. Okay, okay, so now to do the clicking effect interactivity, we have to go into JavaScript. Okay. What's so big reaction? Yeah, lah, we have to go into JavaScript already lah. Okay. So you need a break or not? Yes or no? No. Oh, yeah. Majority wins answer, that's why I like both. Okay? Okay. Come down first. Come back to present moment. Okay. So in eLearn, if you go to week 11, I have a link to jQuery here. Okay. You don't have to click on it, just copy the link. Okay. Don't have to click on it, just copy the link. Okay, what is jQuery? Okay. Now, JavaScript is a programming language. Okay, it's a programming language that has a way of writing and everything. Okay, but it's sometimes maybe very hard to understand or very hard to write, very complicated. Okay, so what people do is they create this jQuery, which makes it easier to write. Okay, much easier. You can think of it like, let's say, JavaScript is like you write a long text message, right? A long paragraph, but you use jQuery, right? You can use all the shortcut and the keyboard can create it for you whatever words, right? It saves time and it's easier to understand. Okay, so something like that. but for your information, okay, jQuery also getting out of trend already. Okay, it's also getting out of trend. Now we have other framework like all those things. Okay, but why we still use jQuery is because it is still quite relevant because a lot of websites from very long time ago uses jQuery. So they cannot just cut off jQuery because if they just cut off jQuery, a lot of websites will not function in the world. Okay, so it's still very stable, just that it's getting out of trend. Okay, but jQuery is very easy to learn, so that's why I teach you guys jQuery. Okay, don't worry, today we very light only. Okay, jQuery very light only. Okay, very simple. Maybe another 15 minutes you can talk in serious. Okay, so copy the link. At the bottom of your index, we link it here. SRC, we paste the link here. Okay. At the bottom, just before the body tag. So we are using this jQuery function, this jQuery library. Okay. But obviously, we also need our own file, right? Like our own style.css file. We also need our own JavaScript file, JS file. Okay. So go ahead, create a new file, new file. Save it as site.js. Okay, put inside a JS folder, site.js. Normally, the file name is site.js, but it can be any name. Okay, but most commonly, call it site.js. Okay, just save it. It's an empty file. Just save it into a JS folder and link it at the bottom. Okay. Make sure you have your folder right. Okay, make sure you have your folder right. Make sure your spelling is correct. Make sure you copy the thing correctly. Yeah. Next one. Okay. Now, in your site.js, come back to present moment. Okay. Don't stress. Zen mode. Okay, I type first, then I explain what it means. Okay. You copy letter by letter. This is the basic structure of a JavaScript jQuery file. Okay, this is the basic structure. I will zoom in big. Okay, make sure your brackets are correct. I will explain to you what it means. Yes, dollar sign. Site.js. Anyone see my marker pen? Anyone see my marker pen? Yeah, double check my bracket. Okay. So I want you to go in and enter. Go in here, this curly bracket here, enter. Okay. Okay, now what this means? This one means $ means target. Same concept with your CSS. Okay, whatever you want to target, you put inside this $ and bracket. Okay, so when we say here target document, document is the HTML document. Target document when ready means when the HTML document is fully loaded and ready, you run a function. What function we put inside? Okay, function is the things that you want to do. Okay, so whatever function you put inside. Okay, so this is the basic structure of the jQuery file. Okay, when you start a jQuery file, you need this. Okay, but you only have one jQuery file, not more, only one. Okay, so in your own assignment, you just copy this, you start like that. Okay, so let's speak in English first, very easy. Okay, English first. What we want to do? What is the function you want to do? Okay, when I click on this drop down button, show the menu. Okay, basic. I write in English first. So I put these 2 / is like a note. Okay, so I say step 1, click on drop down button. Okay, drop down button which is in our HTML like that. Okay, this is our drop down button. This is step 1. Okay, so the drop down button is this one, right? This is a drop down button. So li with a class of drop down button. So li with a class of drop down button. Okay. Second step, show drop down menu. Drop down menu as our HTML is ul.dropdown menu. Okay, like that, that's all. Simple, 2 lines only. You can speak in English, you can write in JavaScript. Okay, 2 steps. Okay, so what I said, first step, you want to select the drop down button. So target right? Target drop down button. Okay. So okay. So we select it, dot on click. Okay, on click. Okay, on click. This means when click. This means when click. Okay, on click means when you click on the button. Sorry, this is no dash. Sorry, no dash here. Okay, so it's li drop down button. On click, comma, run a function. Okay. Again, look at the brackets. When you click on it, run a function. What is a function you want to do? You want to show the drop down menu. That is a function. Okay. So go inside here again. Step 2 is inside. Step 2 is a function you want to do. Okay. So step 2, get now the drop down menu. Really easy one. Then show. Settle. It's like English. Right. It's like English. Just tell the show. Okay. So now save refresh, click on it. Shows. Okay. Anyone cannot have the name to show. Anyone, please raise your hand now. Okay, so when you click on the button, your menu should show. If it doesn't, mean something wrong with your image. Who else? CSS. Yeah.
This is too much. The mistake was very I don't have the slide JS yes. And then the these buttons were not like hovering or anything, so I just in the slide JS thing. I can expose this is crazy. Yeah, the inspection. Looking at this, you can tell. This honestly, like, we going Dexter. So it's too smart. What about you? Yeah. Our first semester, right? First year, animation, right? This is my third year. Yeah, yeah, I did.
I think it later. Yeah, and this is the only option I got. I still have I love
Any else problem?
I asked him, he's like, coding, that's real for you. I'm like, no, I don't know. The internship that I got, it's also when designing, but they don't have coding. So I just have to do a digital design. And when he said, if you know coding, that's true. I'm like, yeah, like, if you want. He's like, if you know coding, that's true for us. Like, more than anything. Like, no, just asking. But if it's good that you do. Honestly, maybe waiting for I think you have a point. If we do coding for internship, they will give you more money. Yeah, 4 or 5. I think today's gonna be good. Is it? Doing another HTML. I just imagine having to do this myself. Like, you're trying to do it, but we have not, like, we have to. Beautiful, yeah. Yeah, we got it. We got it. I think this is the subject we cannot do alone. Like, we can do photography, sustainable, we do whatever by ourselves. But I need help. Yeah, we do better if we know the good at this, then we can just definitely very beneficial to us. Because of COVID. It started last week. I think last week was like nothing to do, but this week we are starting. I'm glad I tried to do it. And I got it. Yeah. You should. I was pretty. Did you make your CV or anything? Yeah. I didn't
We're asking.
Would you have to Send them what?
Your examples.
Oh, I got that. That's it?
Yeah, and then
Oh,
Okay, anyone else? Yeah. Now,
yeah, I got lost.
okay, so now based on our language here, okay, when we click only it shows, right? When we click only it shows, but when we click again, it doesn't hide, right? It doesn't hide it. So instead of show, okay, I'm going to turn this off, okay? So that this is just for your reference, lah, okay? So instead, I can do this. Same thing, UL, drop down menu. But instead of show, I can use the word toggle. Okay, toggle is like a switch on off. Okay, so you toggle a switch, you on and off the switch. So once you've done this, you refresh, you can click it on and click it off. Okay, click it on and click it off.
if our website does not have, like, does not need a drop down menu, so we don't need to do this.
But this can be applied to other stuff, like not just a drop down. You can click on a button, like particular picture shows. Like other effects, same concept. Okay. Okay, so toggle is one, but toggle you will say that, oh, no animation, so boring. You want some fade in, fade out, right? So instead of toggle, you can do fade toggle. Okay, fade toggle. So okay lah, got some fade in, fade out lah. Okay, if you want to control the speed in milliseconds, 800 milliseconds means 0.8 second. Okay, you want it faster, you change to 400. Actually, default is 400 lah. Okay, so no point you change to 400. Default is 400. Okay, you can go to quite detailed 666 volt. Okay, up to you, the speed. So in CSS, we put point something second. In jQuery, we put millisecond, 800. So you want 1 second is 1000. Okay, you want 10 seconds is 10,000. Okay, so you have the fade in, fade out effect. Okay, last part, okay. Okay, so the toggle is settled. Actually, not last, sorry, second last. Okay, so okay, so you see, now if I keep pressing this, I spam the button, right? You actually remember how many times I press and you keep pressing, right? Okay, you actually keep track, right? So what we want to prevent this is, before here, we call it stop first. Okay, stop whatever you're doing, then only you click. So it will clear like the memory. Okay. Okay, last part. Just now I mentioned when we click on the drop down, we want it to be active. Okay, but now when we click on our one, click on it, it's not active. Okay, so how do we do this? So in the sentence is, Okay. When we click on this button, right? When we click on this, I use the word this. When I click on this button, do something, right? So I can also select itself. I can select this. But this one I select the program, but I can also select this because this is the button that I want to change the design. Okay, so I just say basically this means itself lah. Okay, the button itself. Toggle class active. Same meaning. Toggle means you add, you remove, you add, you remove. Okay. So when you click on the button itself, you add the task, you remove the task. Okay, so now when you click, you have active. When you click again, it will not have active. You click, you will have active. You click, you will not have active. Try it out and see if it works. Any problem, we know before I explain the back what is happening behind the scene. Okay, so last thing to explain to you what is happening behind the scene. Okay, so look at this part here, this blue bar here. Okay, when I say toggle class, what it does is when I click on drop down, it adds the class active. When I click, it removes the class active. When I click, it adds. So when the class is active, it will apply the active design, the purple gradient. When the class is not active, it will go back to the original design, the gray background. Okay, so you add, this is what we call toggle class. Okay. Okay, so that's it for today. So okay, I want to say something. No lah, too much for you guys. No lah, basically we do active only, right? We do toggle class active, right? But basically you can toggle class anything. Means like you can add a class, like you say you design something very nicely with the class name, right? Then you can, when you click on it, you can apply the design by using this, you know. So when you click on the button, you want the button to be like fancy or how, then you just toggle the class fancy button, remove fancy button, show fancy button. Okay, and you can click on something and show another thing. So you click on your menu, like this hamburger menu. You click, then it shows a name that comes from the left one. Okay, but maybe for tutorials lah. Again, maybe for tutorials. Because each of you have your own website, each of you have your own problems. Okay, it's okay one. Don't worry. Okay, I will guide you one. If it's too difficult, we can cut down. Okay, if it's too difficult, we can cut down. Okay, don't worry. Okay, that's it for today. Please go back home down and work. If you want to see me for tutorial, you can later.
She gave an emotional speech. Everybody was like, yeah, we were there for 7 hours in university from 9 to 7 p.m. And she was the end. 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. At the end, she did this. We had no mental energy. was like, I'm sleepy, please.
Alright, so please book. I think it's already full for this week, but see for tutorial stuff. Okay. See you now. Can. Yes.
可以星期五给你看吗？因为我没有空。
可以。星期五你 book 了嘛，对不对？
啊。
可以啊。